Welcome back. Welcome back. All right. Well, this is a very, very upsetting day if you're a New York Mets fan. The All-Star break is going to begin tomorrow and the next few days, and the Mets had a golden opportunity. The Mets had a golden opportunity to go into the All-Star break on an 8-game winning streak, playing phenomenal, winning 3 series in a row, potentially, right? They had a potential chance of making up ground in the wild card, putting to sleep one of a contender in the Padres. They had a chance. But you know what? They had to choke. They really had to choke. Things were getting too good for the Mets. And you know who was the leader of this barrage of ineptitude? I gotta say, it's Max Scherzer, the $43 million man who should be the $5 million man because that's all he's worth. That's all he's worth right now. We put all our marbles in this guy's bag right now. He was supposed to come out. We lost on Saturday. You know what? That was fine. I figured, you know what? I wanted to go 8 games, have an 8-game streak. I wanted to win 8 games in a row. But you know what? And people are saying that's unrealistic. But you know what? The Mets put themselves in a position where they need to win 8 games in a row. But you know what? Fine. 7-1 would have been good. 3 series in a row. That would have been good winning that in a row. I'll take it. But this is something that is not acceptable. You cannot lose these last 2 games. And these last 2 games were horrible. In a series as a whole, the Mets were outscored 14-10. All right, not bad. In these last 2 games, the Mets were outscored 9-3. And you had Scherzer going today. It was basically the Mets versus damn Manny Machado. You let one man beat you. One man. He already had a 3-run homer early in the game off you, and then he surrenders another 2-run homer, and that just put the game out of reach. No way were the Mets going to come back. The unclutch Mets. Unclutch. You know, I can't believe it. I had you know what? Before I get into this, let's just relax for a second. Anybody who's watching this, MLB fans, Mets fans, I apologize. I really do. If you could like and subscribe, you know, I really appreciate you sticking with me. All right. Well, let's get back into this. All right. So today, and it takes a lot out of you. So today, the Mets, the lifeless Mets, back to being lifeless again, lose 6-2 against the San Diego Padres. I'm sorry, they lose 6-2 against Manny Machado. Okay, the Padres had 9 hits. The Mets had 5. The Mets had ample opportunity to score this game. Ample opportunity. In the 4th inning, they loaded the damn bases. Stewart got out with the bases loaded. Alvarez, who I've been giving all the credit to in the world, he makes out with the bases loaded. Ridiculous. That was in the top of the 4th inning. Then in the bottom of the 4th inning, okay, the Padres didn't score, but the bottom of the 5th inning, Machado hits another home run. He hit a 3-run homer and a 2-run homer. Walk the damn guy. Unbelievable. And I know Max Scherzer had terrible stuff today. I know he had terrible stuff. You could see it. By the amount of curveballs he was throwing and off-speed stuff, his stuff was not good. But you're paying, and this is why you don't pay $43 million to a 40-year-old man. Things are going to happen. He's going to age. Steve Cohen, the guy is going to age. It's Mother Nature. How many 40-year-olds do you see getting $43 million or being successful? And this is a guy who assesses risk. I know there's short-term contracts, but in these contracts, $43 million and $40 million, whatever, that means we're screwed. We're screwed for this year, next year. Verlander has a 3-year contract. He actually, you know what Steve Cohen did? He gave a short-term contract to Max Scherzer, and then he extended the contract by giving another contract to Verlander. So essentially, that short-term contract became a long-term contract. Oh, man. The Mets. you know, it's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. I was so happy. I was so happy on Friday night, right? And I was so happy that it was abnormal, right? Because the Mets, they give you nothing to be happy about. Somebody literally posts, and, great. It was a great comment. It's a great observation. They go, this is the Met fan that's usually always upset. I'm like, of course. What do the Mets give me to be happy about? What do they give me to be happy about? Every single time I get pulled in, every single time I'm like, okay, good. We're going on a winning streak. We're turning it around. Then they just kind of slap me in the face. They slap me in the face. They're like, you fool. This is the Mets. They suck. You know what? If you're a Met fan and you want some realism, like sometimes you just even though you believe in your team, and I believe in my team, sometimes you have to talk to somebody who's unbiased. Sometimes you have to talk to like a Yankee or Braves fan that said, you guys are going to lose. You guys always lose. You'll find a way to lose. And you know what? Honestly, they're right. They're right. When was the last time we proved a Yankee fan wrong or Atlanta Braves fan? When? I'm trying to figure this out. 1986? Was that the last time that we proved another team wrong? Or another fan base wrong? How long ago was that? That was 37 years ago? Every 37 years, yeah, we'll get you. We're going to win? It's unbelievable. It's pathetic. Max Scherzer today, one of the worst clutch performances I've seen in my life. They gave him I believe, they wanted to start him in extra time, so why start this guy in extra time? Why? So now this is the taste we got to go into the All-Star break with, going on a 2-game losing streak, losing our last series, 7 games out now. Now the San Diego Padres, and I was just saying this. I said we can't lose 2 out of 3 to San Diego because they will leapfrog us in the standings. And everybody's like, it's not a big deal. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. I said on July 5th that give the team 10 days. We want a 5-game winning streak, or it was July 6th. I said give the team 10 days, evaluate again on July 15th, right? So what is it right now? It's July 9th. We have the All-Star game for the next couple of days. We're basically going to come back with 1 or 2 games left. So we're going to be about 6 games under. We're going to be about 5 or 6 games under at best by July 15th. Now, is that enough to deter Steve Cohen from saying we're sellers? You know what? I don't know. I think the right decision is to really sell right now. Sell whatever you can get for these guys. Whatever you can get. Because at the end of the day, we're going to have to rely on a Max Scherzer to go anywhere. We're going to have to rely on a Justin Verlander, a David Peterson. We're going to have to rely on these guys if we want to do anything. And my goal is not to just make the playoffs, right? My goal is to do something in the playoffs. I know once you get in the playoffs, anything can happen. But once you're in the playoffs, you're going to have to rely on guys like Max Scherzer to come through. Right? He's going to be your 1 or 2. Now, thank God, Kodai Senga looks like he's coming on. It looks like he's going to be a pretty decent pitcher. So that is a good thing. But we have one decent pitcher, Kodai Senga. Who else is decent? Who else? Am I going to rely on the older guy, Justin Verlander, to be the rock? Okay, so if you don't have good pitching, we're going to be screwed. We've had better pitching, but it's all about consistency. And I was just really waiting. I was waiting on who's going to fail in this series. Is it going to be the Padres? Are they going to be the ones going down? Or is it going to be the Mets? Now, it looks like the Padres, they rose above. Their hitters have been not doing what they're supposed to do. But Manny Machado, that's one of the guys who had been slumping. He, as of late, he's been coming on. But this year hasn't been a Manny Machado year. It really hasn't. But Manny Machado more than made up for it today. He more than made up for it. 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. Manny Machado single-handedly beats the New York Mets. Single-handedly. So Manny Machado beats the Mets 5-2, all by himself, one player. And, he hit 2 home runs off one guy. Unbelievable. And you know what, Buck? This is what Buck and his guys, analytic people, are paid for. You see the guy is struggling, yank him, take him out. All right? I know the bullpen isn't much better, but the guy was mightily struggling. The $5 million man was struggling, right? He was struggling. And I got to say, the lineup did not much to support him. Alonso, what the heck is going on with Alonso? Alonso, another offer. Alvarez, a guy I've been high on, another offer. But, Alvarez, I can't get on him because he's one of the few bright spots. But, now he's that good when I'm relying on him every single game. But Pete Alonso, he's playing horrifically right now. He is playing horrifically. Who else is playing horrific? Brandon Nimmo. I'm like reading these stats. He goes into the game. They say it on the broadcast. 1 for his last 16. Tommy Pham. He was on another cold streak. Everybody gets cold at once. On New York Mets. They get here. They start going up. But, just this is how it works. As soon as the Mets get up here, we always get brought back down. Always. So if guys get hot, we got to get cold at the same time. We have to. We just have to. That's just how the universe works. And I found this part of the broadcast comical. They start trying to break down Jeff McNeil and Jeff McNeil's struggles, right? So if everybody's been listening to my videos, everybody knows how I feel about Jeff McNeil. I go to the games. I see this guy. He hits the ball like a little leaguer. He swings like a little leaguer. So they go 3 years ago, when he struggled for like 2 years, 2020 and this year. But they said in 2020, I believe in 2020 was the year he struggled. They're like, Jeff was trying to go for power. He had a power swing, so it wasn't Jeff McNeil. He was out of rhythm. He's a contact hitter. So that's why his average went down. So then they start going, well, what's the problem this year? This year he's not trying to hit for power. He's not. They're like, he's barely like putting a bat on the ball. I mean, he's hitting weak grounders all over the place. So then I think it was Ronnie who goes, you know what Jeff's trying to do? Just like a starting pitcher. The starting pitcher gets in trouble when he tries to aim the pitch instead of just throwing. So Jeff, what he's trying to do, and the reason why he's struggling, is he's trying to aim the ball. I gotta say, clap, Ronnie. That was the best excuse I've ever heard you give anybody. He's such a good hitter. He's trying to aim, and that's why he's doing so damn bad. You can't come up with a better excuse for the guy. Can't you be honest? Can't you just say the guy stinks right now? Can't you just say he's not being a professional? He's not doing what a professional player should do? A guy who just got paid $50-something million? And everybody was saying he just won the batting title. Why isn't he getting more than $12 million a year? Well, if you look at his baseball savant, you'll figure out why. There's not many things he does well. Okay. Brett Beatty, one of our young promising rookies, did nothing. So, the Mets, they literally just drafted another future third baseman. I believe his name is Colin Howick. He's a young promising guy. He was the number 12th rated prospect. Has a lot of potential. He has a quick bat. He's a guy that, will come on in a few years, but Brett Beatty was supposed to be our number 1 third base prospect. So please, Brett, we need you to get going. It's only been a couple months, but let's get this guy Brett Beatty going. And you know what we're going to do right now? We're going to fast forward to the second half of we're going to look at some series coming up. We're going to see if there's any way the Mets can salvage this before the trade deadline. Okay. So the next game is going to be on Friday, July 14th against the Dodgers. Whoop-de-doo. Probably going to lose that series. Then we're going to play against the Chicago White Sox on the 18th. Okay, so we have a 3-game series. Hopefully we win 2 out of 3. Then we got the Red Sox. They're hot. They come in on the... We play them on July 21st. So we have another 3-game series against the Red Sox. Then we play the Yankees on the 25th and the 26th. Then we come up with a beatable opponent on the 27th. So knowing the Mets, we're going a big losing streak, and we'll win the 27th, the 28th, the 29th, and the 30th because we're playing the Nationals. Then on August 1st is the trade deadline. So we'll be going to the trade deadline on a 4-game winning streak, and then everybody will be like, "What are you doing? You're trading guys at an all-time. The team is doing well. You don't trade players, but it'll just be a barrage." This was your test. Your test was this weekend, and if you think this is a playoff team, this was your test. This was your test. You had Scherzer on the mound today. You had Peterson on the mound yesterday, coming off a couple of good starts. Your hitters were coming off a good hitting performance on Friday. We won the game 7-5, scored 7 runs. We'd been out-hitting team on Friday. Think about this. We had 13 hits on Friday and 17 hits the day before. So don't tell me about the bats. Don't tell me about the bats. The bats were hot. They were sizzling coming into Saturday night. Sizzling. Then they run into Buzzsaw and Blake Snell. And then Joe Musgrove again. Again, Joe Musgrove. Again, he does it to us. And he had no control. Hit a bunch of batters this game. And the Mets couldn't do anything. They could not do anything. So, here's what I'm going to do. And I keep getting fooled by the Mets. I really keep getting fooled about the Mets. I keep thinking that the Mets could pull this out. I keep putting my rose-colored sunglasses on and saying, you know what? Things are looking good. But I really have to put my realistic glasses on. I really have to, literally speak to, another fan base. I really do. I usually don't like to because, sometimes they're not realistic, but sometimes they are. So, it is what it is. Let's just follow the team. Let's see what happens. Congratulate Kodai Senga. I put out a video, but in these last 24 hours, I'm really happy for the guy. Those are the All-Star selections that I'm very happy. He's so enthusiastic about being an All-Star. He was a bit sarcastic about it, but I feel good for the guy. He's the type of person that deserves to go to the All-Star game. He really does. He's been having great starts in the last couple games, and, he deserves it. He does. I mean, I was saying that there were other Mets that don't deserve it, but what have you done for me lately? He's the guy who has been the most productive lately. So, have fun in Seattle. Pete, I know you probably win the home run derby because it doesn't count. So you'll probably win the home run derby. So good for you. When you come back, you better have that home run swing going. Really, you better have that going. And like I said, if you are hurt, and I don't think you're hurt because you're good in certain moments, but then you go on like an ulcer. I don't know what to say about this team. I really don't. Just when you think they're about to turn it around, like I said, they slap you in the face. So we're going to leave it off here. We'll check out the All-Star festivities. We'll see what happens with that. And got to probably take this flag down on a losing streak again. Anybody? We're going to follow the Mets. We're going to follow the trade deadline. If you could please like and subscribe, I do really appreciate it. I really do. We've had a lot of great participation, a lot of great commentary in our comment section, and a lot of people taking a lot of time to put a lot of well thought in their answers. And I can't thank you enough. It's very entertaining to read. I just like I said, I can't thank you enough. So again, like and subscribe. Have a great day. I will speak to you soon. As I say, it can't get any worse, but it probably will, and here you go.